Oh yeah, we back. Light it up. We just came back, Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Ate a more
Man,
ate a mortadella sandwich.
hey, mortadella. I actually don't like those from Brazil, but I had one
Shit.
from a famous spot. It was just like real talk. That's just like a bologna sandwich. That's what it is. And it was hella thick. Like they just put hella of it, slices,
Yeah.
and just that bread. But yeah, man, UFC Brazil, Sao Paulo. That shit was it was crazy because a lot of fights got canceled. That was the big thing, man. And conspiracy, and not really conspiracy, but Armin Petrosian poisoned. They said, uh, man, what do you think about that one? Do you think
But
that's true?
yeah. No. I mean, probably he probably ate some bad shit, but it sucks when it's always the day of. It's always kind of sus and sketch.
Yeah, they said this was the same situation as what's his name, Kopolov. When he was in Brazil one time for fighting, he said he got poisoned.
They just the Russians can't handle the Brazilian flavor.
Yeah, the picanha is they couldn't handle the picanha. But yeah, man, there was a couple of. I mean, overall the fights were good though. I mean, the ones that did happen,
Well,
I
not
thought
the
were
main event
pretty.
was terrible.
Not the main event, but I mean, it was kind of what I expected, minus the finish. I thought there would be like a finish by the submission,
Yeah,
but the main
well,
event, I mean, Almeida, that's his style. If you watch him, he never really knocked nobody out. He literally doesn't really have hands like that. He just has swole,
that's the
so he lets
thing. It's
his
like
hands.
he has so much like control. He should be just dropping bombs. You feel me? And then
Uh-huh.
he at least is more like action and shit. But like imagine he goes against somebody with a good wrestling base. Like I don't know, like he was supposed to fight Curtis Blaze. That would have been interesting. Now, if you look at it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or if he fought, yeah, Blades, Aspinall, pretty much any of the top guys that minus. Well, we don't know about Sergey not Speedbox, Sergey, the guys fighting today this card, Palpovich.
Oh no, he got
Um,
he got good wrestling. He used to train at AKA.
so he has enough to at least defend. He never really uses it though. He never had to use anything.
Well,
He
cause
just
now he just likes
doesn't go
just
crazy.
knocking fools out.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, Almeida, he's just undersized in the sense of like the heavyweights. You saw him like he tried to have some submissions and he had his moments. He just couldn't get the squeeze down. Derek Lewis, he said jiu-jitsu is not real anyway. So
No, he couldn't get up.
he got up for a couple of times. He got up, but
He
he
was
got
getting
taken
too
down
tired.
immediately. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was rough. It was rough for him. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it was boring. But Almeida thought that was his game plan. He said, Did y'all enjoy the fight?" Did he say that at the end?
You know, Dana White was probably like this fucking guy.
Yeah.
Boo.
What else was the other? Oh, the good fight, bro. I was on the underdog. I sprinkled on the underdog. It was Renat against what's the other guy? Is Dos Santos.
You know,
That one. Dos Santos is a big underdog. Like I got him to plus 285. He was even like plus 300 in some spots. But he almost came back and won. He
you know.
with his striking, he had that liver shot, and I'm surprised he didn't finish him.
But then also he almost got finished in the first like minute.
Mm-hmm.
So that almost like I almost thought that fight was over in the first minute because he that boy Renat had him out, and then he ended up coming back second round, and the third round he for sure won that. And ended up being a draw.
Yeah, thanks to the 10-8 in some of the judges' scorecards. So some people said it was controversial. I didn't think it was that controversial at all.
I mean, it was
From what I saw,
yeah, it was either like
it could have been Renat winning, in my opinion, like by decision.
they could have gave it to the Brazilian dude too. So yeah, it was just
Yeah, I
fuck
mean,
it.
draw it is. It was a good fight. I felt like the Renat wasn't even taking it serious at some points.
Well,
He was laughing too much.
he got like tired too because I
Mhm.
think he went too hard that first round because he thought it was over because dude was on the ground. I thought it was
Uh-huh.
over too.
Yeah, but I mean, other than that, I mean, the biggest disappointment. Let's just say it now before we move on. The Bonfim brothers. Well, one fight got canceled, a weight cut.
One canceled weight cut and the other just
He got his ass beat.
got his ass kicked in the third round. Right, he just never been out the first and just man.
And badly. Oh, and the knockout of the night, man. Victor Petrino. I didn't give it on the show, but it was one of my biggest bets of the night, personally. Petrino, bro, flatline dude out
Yeah, he
cold.
yoked Modesto.
Modesto, that guy. I mean, I felt like that was damn near free money on that because Modesto, he was on a streak, but never forget he was always ass in the UFC for a second.
Nah,
So
yeah, and those are some big upsets. Angela Hill got another win. Like shit, it's crazy.
resurgence, bro. Angela Hill, bro. Hey, and we just could go over our best bets. We didn't do too hot here. I gave out 4 best bets. 3 of them got canceled. Pretty much
Mm.
all 3 got canceled. And then my parlay, my greasy one, got killed with Bonfim in there. Even though I shouldn't have thrown him in there, but it's the greasy one, and it was Bonfim's fight, but he just sucked. Same thing, I think for you, yeah. The Bonfim was the one that killed the 2 parlays, and then Gomes killed the parlay. So we're still up for the show, man. We're still up big, actually. After all these losses, we're still up big. For those that are wondering, even after Nesto's here 18-18, but he's plus 16.25 units. And I went 0-for-1 in this one, but I'm 20-14-1 plus 9.6 units. So we're still up, guys. All right. You can't win them all. Especially with a weird card like this, with a lot of different cancellations and shit like that. So it fucks everything up, especially when you have for those that parlay and then you get fights that have cancellations. It just takes away from the parlay, but the parlay is still alive. So the people you got in there need to win. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So that's the hard part.
That's what's dope.
Moving on.
That's what's dope about some of those sites that let you cash out. I think that's clean.
Just to get it out, yeah. Fucking let it ride though.
Yeah, I mean,
if it's one of those cancellation issues, then it could be different. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just fuck it. Let it ride.
Because those that one, it's gonna hurt you. Like me, I dig. Oh no, the Bonfim, yeah, that one fucked it. But before the Bonfim parlay, I was money, except for the Gomes fight.
Gomes, she looked all right, like she had a chance, but she just couldn't outlast Angela Hill. Like the durability, the well-roundedness of her. Yeah. But yeah, she's not gonna be no champion or nothing. She's too late for that.
She's still young though. She's only 23.
Oh no, yeah, I'm talking about Angela Hill. Yeah, nah, she's not a spring chicken, but black don't crack. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Moving on, we got a UFC pay-per-view, crazy one, UFC 295 here. Man, I'm glad they saved the card. It sucks that John Jones is injured, and the chances are Stipe and him, they're gonna be too old by the time it's just gonna be a year, let's say.
Yeah, John Jones out for like a year.
That sucks, bro, because that's gonna affect everything. It might give what's his name a better shot. Stipe. I think he's gonna have a better shot with this injury and stuff. So, but I'm glad they put the fight that real MMA bleep. No, real MMA fans and fanatics and real MMA genitals really, really want, man. That's that Sergey and Aspinall. I mean, I know for the casuals, this is like, what the fuck is this? But this is like the one we want to see because it's going to answer a lot of questions here. Answer some questions for us. And that's what the MMA fans want. But I mean, let's just go ahead.
It sucks that it's like, what, 2-3 weeks notice, though?
Yeah. It definitely sucks.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, man. It's better than like back in the day. I feel like they didn't have a lot of substitutes when the rosters weren't as like full back like 10, 20 years ago. I feel like if there's a cancellation, it's canceled.
I feel like back then there wasn't like that many cancels like that. I don't know what's going on.
They didn't have. They probably had way less rules. They're just like, whatever, just go fight it there, bro.
They need the roids.
Bring back roids.
Let's get into this shit.
Let's get this
pay-per-view UFC 295 Madison Square Garden.
At the Garden. Chen, can you put that shit up, man? And then if you haven't yet, smoke up, light up, drink up, do what you got to do so we can break down these fights. And we're going to get right into it, man. First fight of the night. I don't even know this is the order anymore. They've been reshuffling the order a lot.
Yeah, and the UFC site be like ass cheeks.
Real talk, man. What should I go with I'm just going to order the UFC site, but we're going to go Tapology. Tapology doesn't have this as the first fight, but whatever. We'll talk about them all anyways. Dennis Bazooka against Jamal Emmers, man. Emmers is going to be a big-ass favorite right now. I'm going to have to check this out. What's the odds on him? I think Emmers is like minus 240 or something right now. I'm going to look it up. But yeah, go ahead and break it down.
He's from New York, right?
Not sure. We're going to bring it up.
Dennis Bazooka versus Jamal Emmers.
We got Bazooka here, 11-3.
He made his debut his last fight, right?
He's from Staten Island. His last fight here, he actually lost to Sean Woodson. Sean Woodson, for those that long.
That's the skinny dude, yeah.
Skinny, looks like Tayshaun Prince looking. Yeah, looking dude with the clean striking. But I believe it was a short notice even, possibly.
Yeah, it was. I think you're right.
Yeah, so I mean, this is gonna be his real chance, but also Jamal Emmers, man, he's definitely a challenge, a big challenge.
Yo, there's some good fights on here.
Yeah, I mean Jamal Emmers, I was kind of trying to ride his train, but he's definitely had some close losses, man. That kind of disappointed me a couple of times. Looking at his record here, he's 19-7, one fight losing streak. He's already 34. He's getting there. He used to be a prospect, but the people he's fought are pretty decent. I mean, Jack Jenkins split decision, which some felt like Jamal Emmers could have won on that one. And then his other loss here is with Pat Sabatini and Giga Chikazi. So he's alternating, but the people he's losing to are actually, real fighters that are pretty good. So no hate there. But who do you got in this? Emmers is the huge favorite, by the way. I know I'm supposed to pull this up.
I don't know. I kind of want to go with Bazuki, but I think I'm gonna go with the Brody.
Yeah, so Emmers is minus 280 right now on Bet Online,
Damn.
and Bazooka is plus 240. I think Bazooka was actually plus 260 when I looked and broke down this stuff yesterday. So, for me, as far as the pick on who should win, I mean, I do believe Emmers is the rightful favorite. He's definitely more proven, and he is still good and well-rounded. But at the price, man, I don't feel comfortable laying minus 280 with Emmers, man, because he's let me down a few times where I feel like at a good price, not at a minus 280, but even at a minus 300, because there's some fights where he's huge favorites, and it's a lot closer fight than I feel comfortable with. So as far as the value, I mean, I would rather sprinkle and you put a little bit of my money on Bazooka. Not a lot of money, but if I had to, pick for the pick, I think Emmers, rightful favorite should win, but I'm not betting on that. I would rather bet on Bazooka. Sprinkle on that. Plus 240. It's not bad. Not bad at all.
I'm going to go with Jamal Malek.
Jamal. Okay, here we go with some yellow excellence. We got Joshua Van versus Kevin Borjas. This is going to be another interesting fight for. I mean, it's not name value here, but it's gonna be a banger, I think, for sure.
Yeah, remember Van? He made his debut. I think he was a big underdog, right? When he did.
Yeah, he was pretty much a nobody.
Against Nalgas.
Yep, he was 8-1 going against Zalgas, and I remember, bro. I thought Zalgas was going to do something to try to save his career, because he's on a little losing streak. Couldn't knock him out, couldn't do anything, man. But here we go. Is it a little recency bias? Although the kid looked really good, right?
No, he is good, and he took that fight on short notice.
Yeah, he's actually a big favorite right now. He's minus 225. Yeah, and Kevin Borjas is plus 190 right now.
I think that should be a banger, but I think this dude should pull it out. I'm going with Joshua
Van El Gallo Negro. Kevin Borjas,
9-1. Peruvian's been making a big splash this year in the UFC, I want to say.
Yeah, Peruvians are up. This guy's from Contender Series. A lot of people don't like. I think that's why he's the underdog too, is that Contender Series debut usually don't do too great on their first UFC fight. But I think as far as the odds, I do think Van is a better fighter, or probably a little more prepared for this. But yeah, once again, price tag, same issue as the last fight, man. Minus 225 is a little steep for me for Van. From what all I have is what we saw last fight, which was good and surprising. But I think the value once again is on Borjas. So if I had to sprinkle a little something, I might sprinkle on Borjas, but no play for me on this is right now. But I do lean Borjas on the value for sure. And then as far as the under over, I mean, I do agree with the 1.5. Damn, it's at 1.5, but it's juice to the over minus 235. But I do lean over 1.5 with these little guys too. But it could be a banger because both guys are kind of knockout guys.
Yeah.
For sure. But let's fuck with that. Well, I'm glad I'm going to watch. I might sit that one out here. We got some more yellow excellence. John Castaneda against Kun Ho Kang. This is another banger, bro. These are like low-key bangers, kind of opening on the card. But what do you like on this? We got Kun Ho Kang, who's an underdog. Castaneda is minus 162. Kun Ho Kang is 1 plus 140.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Johnny Castaneda.
You go with the. Is it a racial pick?
I'm going with the Brown Pride.
Yeah, Castaneda, sexy Mexi, 20-6.
Eva La Raza.
He's pretty well rounded, man. He's gotten all sorts of wins, all types of ways. So it's hard to kind of go with the props in this one.
Yeah,
But he beat Gafarov in a decision, lost to Daniel Santos, who's pretty good, beat Miles Johns.
yeah, and
Uh,
the only reason I'm going with Castaneda too is just because I don't like that 19-9 on Kung Yo Hong.
oh, Mr. Perfect, Kun Ho Kang, 19 and
Yeah,
9, like you said.
nine
And he's
L's is
old.
kind of rough.
36 years old as well, man. Even though he looks young because he's Asian,
Yeah,
but he's definitely 36. So he's not a spring chicken. He's not really a knockout guy. But I mean, he's a decently well-rounded guy, decently durable. He's beat Christian Quinones and Dana Beckrell. So pretty much like the low-level tier fighters, he's able to beat. But anyone that's halfway decent, he has struggled with. So it's going to be interesting for me. But yeah, once again, value play. I do lean for Kunyo Kang plus 140. I haven't played anything on this yet because I have some other plays I'm really eyeing. I actually like this card a lot. So I'm pretty hyped on it. This ain't one of them, but I do lean the underdog here. I think it's some value plus 140 or better. Let's see what we got next here. Wow. We're going through. Okay. We're getting some white excellence fights here, man. On the early prelim. We got Jared Gordon, the guy that's pretty unlucky, I would say, in the last few fights for him, against the Olympian Mark Madsen. Not the basketball player, but the Olympian, the wrestler. Mark Madsen, man. And we got Jared Gordon being a favorite here. Jared Gordon is, I want to see this. Okay. He's actually a minus 177 on Battle Line right now. Mark Madsen's plus 152. Which I think is a good line. I like Jared Gordon here, man. I think this is his time. I feel bad for him for the last couple fights he had on the way and kind of like played out because he's actually pretty good and well rounded. He has power. He can grapple. He has some BJJ. 19 and 6. He is getting on the older side at 35. But
other guy's old too, though.
Yeah, exactly. Last fight was canceled against Jim Miller, and then the Bobby Green fight was a head clash. So, that sucked for him. And then he fought Paddy Pimblett, who people said that was a robbery, a pure robbery on the decision.
Yeah, that was the fight before the
Bobby Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was there. I was there at that fight, and then I had a parlay with Patty, and I was like, "Oh, damn, my parlay's fucked." Yeah. So, like, when they announced that Patty was the winner, I was like, "Yeah, what the hell?" So,
hey, I feel you. I had a bet on Patty, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is probably a loss right here, decision loss." And I was like, "Oh shit, let's go."
Nah, but yeah, I think Jared Flash Gordon got this. He's also been he's sober. He fought like hella addiction. He used to be hella into heroin and hella shit like that. So he got that strength, you feel me? But
he got that crackhead strength.
But Mark Madsen, he's cool. He's more of an OG, but he's more of a wrestler. And I feel like I remember his last fight where he lost. It was like, yeah, if you have a good ground game and if you could keep it striking with him, you'll win it easy because it's different wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. And Grant Dawson is no bad loss at all because obviously he's a prospect and he was a contender and a headliner, even though he lost to Bobby Green. It's still he was the favorite to win by a lot. So no hate there. And then pretty much everyone he cleaned up. So hopefully Jared Gordon can keep this standing or at least defend the takedowns. I mean, Gordon does have some grappling and ground game, but obviously that's not the way he wants to do because I think if he keeps it standing, he could easily win with ease. So hopefully he does that. I actually fired already. I like this. I like Jared Gordon. I got him at 170, but I would still take him now. Minus 180, minus 190. I think it's good up to minus 200, man. So minus 200 or better. 200 would be like the max I would go for Jared Gordon. But I think he could pull this out.
And I think it goes to over too down there. Shit.
That's true. What's the under over for that one right now? 2.5. Oh yeah. So the over 2.5 is minus 280. So you already know they believe in that. So I can see it. It might be a grapple fest. I would get nervous if it goes to decision, which it most likely will. But because with the grappling, the wrestling, you can always have a chance to win by decision.
They're gonna be in Gordon's home though, so he might be getting.
Yeah, he needs to do this.
Better crowd reaction.
Do it for all his crackhead buddies. Shout outs to Jared Gordon, bro. I'm glad you're recovered and doing big things. So hopefully you win because I got money on it. But that's that. They're headlining the early prelim, so they kind of pushed Jared Gordon down there, man.
Yeah, well, shit, he hasn't fought, and then he's coming off a quote unquote loss, and then the no contest. So, and I think he just fought to be on this card because he's like from the East Coast, from that area, New York. So he was just like, I want to be on this card.
He better do it, bro. Don't be disappointing like Bonfim in Brazil. But hey, this is a real banger here, bro. To open up the prelim card, not the early one, but the regular prelim. We got Nazim Sadikov against Vyacheslav Borishev. They're really trying to challenge me with these names. Huh? That was rough. But yeah, I think this is a real banger. Right? Both up and coming guys that have some fights under their belts already, but still climbing the ranks. And I think this is when people are hungry. People are really high on Nazim Sadikov, 9-1, 9-fight win streak, bro. Getting in his prime, well rounded. He beat up Terrence McKinney, Evan Elder, so some decent guys. But Borishev, I think he used to be a cop in his country.
No, he's good, and he trains with I want to say Uriah Faber in them too.
Yeah, 7-3. I like this guy a lot. As far as like his striking is crisp. He's pretty durable. The only thing I'm worried about here is obviously when it comes to the grappling. I do think Sadikov is a much better grappler, so he's gonna have to defend those. But yeah, he lost 2 decisions but he kind of learned from those things. He beat Chris Duncan in a Contender Series, which was like his first big win that made everyone like go, whoa, who's this guy? You know, because he knocked him out. But you know, I think he's gonna bounce back here. I like him as an underdog. Actually, I haven't fired this yet, but I've been seeing money come in on this guy, Borishev. Right now, it's Sadikov's minus 135.
Yeah, it's a big fight for the Sadikov. It's a true test to see where he's at. If he could steamroll through Vladish Borichev, he's gonna be for sure there. But I don't know. I think Borichev might got more grit, and then yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, this is hard though. I mean, I haven't fired it because I am a little concerned. I want to get a little more plus money on Borishev.
Yeah.
Because as far as like overall skill, like well-roundedness of MMA, I do think Sadikov is better. So now you're getting to the line movement all the way down to minus 35. It does make me feel like, damn, do I look like Sadikov now? You know? But I think if Borishev lands cleanly on him, he could knock this dude out. Like completely. So because you've seen Sadikov, his last fight, I believe, is when he got a little shaky.
Yeah.
He was unsure of what was going on, but he kind of rallied through his wrestling. But yeah, this is Borishev here, in case you guys didn't know, Slava's cause. But yeah, I think there's value on there. I'm gonna wait to see where the line continues to go. But as of for right now in the show, I think the dog's live here, Borishev. And I'm gonna look at the knockout. The props aren't out yet. We're doing this early in the week, so y'all could just listen to us, put your thoughts together on it. You know, we try to get it out early here because we're hyped. But I think if I get some good plus money on the knockout on this guy, it might be worth the sprinkle as well. So. But yeah, let's get back. Okay, another one. Is this canceled?
Yeah,
that one's canceled, bro.
There's one that you haven't got to was the one that like opening the fight of the night. It was Alessandro Costa.
Let's go to that. We're going backwards because UFC's website's bullshit. We're going to Tapology. Shout out to Tapology.
This
we got Astro Boy. This is actually the opening fight of the early prelims,
bro.
This guy looks like he's really sweating some. He looks like Aaron Rodgers' little brother. Steve Urseg, 10-1, bro. I remember this guy.
He's on a good streak.
He beat David Dvorak last fight, and then he had something against Matt Schnell that I was looking into betting, but that fight got canceled as well. So he looked pretty decent for what it is, but he does have a decent opponent as well. Alessandro Costa, 13-3, only won a 1-fight win streak, but he beat Jimmy Flick. Jimmy Flick the Bean. You guys know that guy? That's one of the OG redneck jiu-jitsu guys. And he just had issues in his personal life and really fell off the map on MMA. But he lost to Amir Abalzi due to knockout, which is, it's kind of acceptable, I guess. So this is a close match fight. I think they got Urseg as a favorite here. Double check. Yep, we got Urseg minus 160 and Costa plus 140. I mean, I agree with it. I like Urseg. I think he a little more trustworthy here. I like what I've seen. Minus 160 is okay. I haven't fired it yet, but I go to Urseg here.
Ursex. I think it goes all 3 rounds too, right?
Over 2.5 is minus 145, 146. So not bad there. Urseg by decision. I don't hate that either.
Ursex.
What is this? Alessandro by decision. I mean, he fights inside the distance a little bit. Yeah, Urseg's not really a KO guy. He's more of a submission decision guy. So yeah, that's not bad either. By decision isn't a bad look. But I like Urseg. We like Urseg. It sounds like. So Urseg it is. All right. Did I miss any other? Let's hit this
You
Tabitha
missed.
Ritchie one.
Yeah, that's the last one of the prelims. For
They had
us,
this. They had this in the earlier one, but this is some nice Latina fights, spicy Latina fights. We got Tabitha Baby Shark Rishi from
That shit's
Brazil.
annoying. See, and then we got Lupi Gudinha, who's been on a tear lately.
And then Lupi, the Canadian Mexican.
Rare.
Yeah, she was doing great. She was at UFC Noche, right?
Noche.
By knockout. But I think this is a pretty solid matchup. Got Ricci here, 9-1, who's also almost like a similar style, right? Like a smaller girl that's who could grapple a little bit of striking, mostly grappling. Probably gonna be a decision between these two. I do think Godinez is. I guess they're both durable as well, to be honest. Now think about their fights, right? But last fight that Ricci has here was against Julian Robertson. Dominated her grappling wise. Jessica Panay is old. Polyana Viana, she beat her. So the only last person she lost to was Manon Fiore, who is really a championship contender at this point in the division. So and then Lupe has been more active. She's also a short person, 5'2" here and getting into her prime. But look at this, Lupe looks like her last fight. She's never knocked out anybody before.
Yeah,
she could have. She could have knocked out Elise Reed, but she ended up choking her out.
Yeah, she went hard in that fight. Man, see, this is Richie. She's good, but I feel like the fighters that bring it to her is like when she usually folds, and I think Lupe is gonna bring that pressure. You know what I'm saying? Get her tired, and I feel like Lupe would just win on points, maybe.
Yeah, obviously the over is like minus 400 here because I think this is going to go to decision would make sense. Lupe is only a minus 45 favorite and Ricci's plus 125, which I'm like, is it too good to be true? Godinez minus 145 sounds good. I mean, it's going to be a sweaty fight just because with these two chicks, when they're not going to finish, if they're not going to finish each other, which is probably what's going to happen, you're going to have to go down to decision. And, when it's like straw weight decisions, it's always extra sketchy.
Yeah, I think Lupe, like I said, is gonna have more grit, that Mexican spirit in there. I feel like Baby Shark is too pretty.
Yeah, and I think she's more likely to accept getting in her guard. Like she's gonna go in her back, accept guard. And I think that's, to me, even though jiu-jitsu is cool, but I don't think that's ever a good position to be in, like on your back is not tight, in my opinion, especially like if you're judging a fight. When you see someone on their back, is never that great and beneficial. But yeah, I agree. Godinez, I would look at the decision, but I wouldn't even be surprised if the decision prop was like plus 100 or like minus 110. Like no, it doesn't even give you any good plus money. But that's the way I'm going too, man. Right now, I like Godinez. I just think it's a safer, well-rounded bet there. Since we're going out of order now.
Now main card.
No, yeah, we're gonna see what we got. I'm just gonna go out here with Tapology.
Yeah, I think
I like the graphics from UFC though.
Frivola versus Benoit,
right? It is. We already talked about all this. It's Frivola, yeah.
That's Frivola. So this is gonna be the main card of the pay-per-view, right?
Yep. This is gonna be the start of the pay-per-view for sure. Steamroller Frivola, 11-3. Man, 33 years old, but he's a crowd pleaser. Entertaining fighter, man, banger. He beat Drew Dober, man, knocked him out quickly.
Oh yeah, he's on the 3-fight winning streak right now.
Yeah, and he's down to just pound it out. Pause, but he beat Otman Ezetar, both real bangers. So he's killing people in the first round. Lost even in the first round, but he's fought some decent ass competition. Look at who he beat even down here, dude. Jalen Turner. And for those that are into the PFL, Rausch Manfio, who was a champion of the PFL at one point. So this guy's pretty decent here, but his opponent has been the hype train.
Fan of the show, man. The Crippler, Crossface, Benoit,
Hey, the crippler crossway, the fan of the show.
Saint Denis. Nah, man. This dude right here, he's been a solid pick. I want to say last few times he's been fighting. I feel like this is a spot for him to, even though Frivola shocked me in his last fight for sure.
Yeah, I think Saint Denis is durable. That's the biggest piece to this puzzle. I think is the durability is there. And yeah, I mean it's hard to deny the last few fights he's had, especially against the last two. He upsetted, not upset. I guess he was the favorite, but Thiago Moises, who I actually think is real good. Is Bonfim, the little Bonfim brother, who might be phony, but but on paper and what everyone was projecting it would be was real good. So I mean, he's really only lost to Zaleski, who's a raw ass fighter. So
And
I'm going
a bigger fighter.
That's another
Because
thing.
Zaleski's
He's
a
pretty big.
170er, right? This is 155.
Yeah, damn, that's crazy. But he's always been able to make weight. I'm gonna ride the wave. He's a minus. I got him at minus 200. He's minus 210 right now. Probably minus 220 at some spots already. So I only see this moving one direction, to be honest to you. Probably until it gets to like minus 240, 250. But I like Saint Denis. I think he ends up winning it. Of course, you're always at risk with Frivola of like, getting knocked out. That's the thing you got to worry about. But I think after it gets past the first round, I think Saint Denis is still grind it out because I think he's going to be the better fighter overall in all aspects. So Saint Denis, possibly best.
Yeah, that might be like the lock. That might be the lock bet.
Well, dude, you said that about the Bonfim parlay.
Man, in theory, it's supposed to be, but anything can happen. So it's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I do think this is one of my best bets for sure. I already fired on it, my minus 200. So yeah, I'm definitely on this. I fired. But next up, man, we got Pat Sabatini
and Diego Lopes.
Hey, this guy, we got to start with him first because we love the emo scene.
He got the Bieber haircut. We seen him at UFC Panoche.
Yeah, we saw him, man. We saw him walk by. You should have got a picture with his hair and be like,
I should have.
This ain't a scene. It's a goddamn haunt. Yeah.
I would imagine I was smoking some dope and I would.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, he had me slapping Fallout Boy real quick once I saw him. I gotta listen to that shit now. But yeah, man, he's actually a good fighter, man. Hair aside, he's a good fighter. KO submission.
An underdog for this fight too.
Yeah, and money's been coming in on him, bro. Right now he's at.
I think he's a good underdog pick of the night, bro. Unless Sabatini's just gonna is just a grappler down there, right?
Yeah, he's a big time wrestler. That's his main thing. He's a favorite right now, minus 136. Diego Lopez plus 116. He was like plus 130 at one point, but money's coming in a little bit. I agree with that money. I think at plus money, it's worth the shot here on Diego Lopez. I think he's just as good. Maybe his American wrestling is not as good as Sabatini's, but I think on the better too. Yeah, and I think his striking is way better than Sabatini's. So he's going to be able to, if he could defend the takedowns and keep it standing, and even on his back. I mean, I don't prefer it, but I think he could, hold his own on his back, especially with his jiu-jitsu. He's a jiu-jitsu player as well. So well-rounded guy. I'm going with the emo night, bro. Get your hair ready. I wish I could do my hair like that, bro.
Grow it out, bro.
Go ahead and just straighten it. Well, it's very straight, but just get that emo K-pop.
That'd be hilarious. Hey, here we go. We got Andrade.
Oh, wait, is this your horny fight?
Horny fight of the week.
Let's start out, bro. Yeah, Jessica Andrade. I mean, almost pretty much like a legend in the division at this point. 24-12. She's always fighting, even though she's on a 3-fight losing streak. She's only 32. It's not like she's crazy old, like some of these other fighters.
She's just been in it for so long, just like. She's always down to fight, always down to fill in for a fight. She's just a savage.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, she's only fighting top contenders usually. She's not fighting garbage all the time. So so resume wise, you can't really compare at this point. She's gonna fight the who's who. But last fight she got finished by Suarez. She got finished by Xiao Yannan
Oh
and
damn,
then
she's
Erin
on a
Blanchfield.
bad
Yeah.
losing streak right now.
Last person she beat was Lauren Murphy,
Who was hyped up at the time?
yeah, but I was never big on Lauren Murphy because
Me
she's just
neither.
an
Me
older. She's
neither.
just too
No.
old and like also shout outs to her for being a recovering drug addict and alcoholic. But she recovered, but that was too late. Like you're fighting UFC, all this stuff. Lauren Murphy's not it, and then Cynthia Calvillo, yeah, not it. Lemos, okay, I can see that, but Mackenzie Dern, we saw her in the last couple fights, 13-3. She was sketchy in the beginning of her career, but she did look a lot better after the divorce, right?
Well, I mean, she's always had hints of it, but then it's just her hands are never like always there. But she don't like fight to her strengths a lot too. Because I mean, look, she got some wins. Look, your girl Vita Generova,
Yeah,
Keisha Torres, Angela Hill. She looked great against Angela Hill. She lost to Shao, lost to Marina, Nina
lost to the
Nunes.
strikers.
Yeah, but I feel like this one, I think it's just passing of the torch. I think, I mean, you never know. She got nothing to lose on Andrade, but I think like Mackenzie Dern's just on another level right now. She's elevating to the next like version of trying to be a great fighter. I want to say.
Yeah, and obviously when it comes to jiu-jitsu, hers is pretty premier.
Oh, it's top of the line. So I feel like she should take advantage of her length and just try to tap her out in the first round. You know what I'm saying? Just
like she always does, and money's coming in on her, including mine. Durden was like a minus 170. I got her at like 170, 171, and now she's like minus 190. Minus 200 in some spots, and I still bet at that. I think minus 200 is good. All the way up to like minus 220, and at that point you might use her as maybe a parlay piece. But yeah, I like Dern here. Dern, I mean, I don't know what the submission prop is, but I could imagine is maybe kind of juiced too, like minus. It probably wouldn't even be plus money. If it is, I might sprinkle it. When they open it, if Dern's submission, I know it's like a square move, it's most common outcome, but I mean, I think she once she gets close and she wants to, she could easily submit Andrade with ease. So, and it looks like this fight's supposed to finish. The under is the juice one in a girls' fight, bro. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Dern, I think this is one of my best bets as well. I love this fight. It's good to see Dern on the up now. But getting into the main events, man, this is the crazy one. I'm a big Tom Aspinall fan. Huge Tom Aspinall fan. I thought when he first came out, I'm like, this guy's, before the injury, I was like, this guy's going to be the champ one day for sure in the heavyweight. He's so well-rounded, bred for the sport, 13-3. He's 30 years old, 6'5", big, lean, well-rounded, grappling, striking. But I mean, the people he's fought, they're definitely good. But he's still starting out in his career, man. He beat Tybura by knockout first round. The only time he lost really was to Curtis Blade, and that was because of a knee injury. It wasn't from anything Curtis Blades really did.
We don't know what will happen, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I think Aspinall would have won, but that's just my opinion. So the rest, he's beaten anyone that's put in front of him. Sergey Spivak, beating him was pretty solid. Arlovsky. So everyone else is whatever, but so I think he needs to get that respect. He is actually surprisingly open as the favorite, and I think he's still the favorite right now. Aspinall, it's about to pick him. So Aspinall minus 115 now, but he was a bigger favorite when they opened. Sergey Pavlovich minus 105. Pavlovich 18-1. He looks old as fuck, but he's only 31. And he's a little shorter, but he's muscular, strong, a little stiff, but he's killing fools, bro. He's killing all your favorite fools. Blades, Tuivasa, Derek Lewis, just finishing them. Your other favorite fighter, Maurice Green, But he did lose to Overeem.
Yeah, and that was in what?
2018. So 5 years ago.
A complete different fighter now.
Exactly. So hey, as much as this hurts me, I already fired on it. I saw Palpovich at plus 105 at Circa, and I put some money on it. I hate going against Aspinall, but I think this is the time. Palpovich, I think Aspinall is going to have another chance to become champion, and he will become champion. But I think this is Palpovich's chance. I think he's going to win by knockout, probably.
Yeah, I think the UFC wants Aspinall to win, but I feel like
Mhm.
Sergey Pavlovich. I think he's just like a Terminator right now. And like
Yeah.
Aspinall, he's been winning all his fights, but I feel like those people he's been fighting is like he's supposed to be winning those fights like that. That's why I was upset about what happened with the Curtis Blaze fight because that was like a true test. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That would answer some questions.
Because you see,
I
with this, like that's the same thing I thought about with this fight when Sergey fought Curtis Blaze. Like I was like, oh, it's gonna be a true test. You know what I mean? And after what he did to him, there I was like, oh shit. I was like, this dude is for real. Like this Russian
yeah.
motherfucker. I don't know.
And
Like,
he's durable. That's another thing. He's durable too. So it's not like he's knocking fools out and he's not able to take punches, you know?
no, yeah, and then I
Uh,
feel like also people might think he's just a first round fighter, but I feel like you'd be surprised. I feel like he can go 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5 also.
if he needs to. And Tom Aspinall, I know he already fought coming off the injury, but I think that injury kind of set him back a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And he just needs to continue to get more fights under his belt.
No, yeah, that's a dangerous injury, man. Torn ACL, like that
Mhm.
ain't no joke.
But if it comes to I think when it goes to the grappling, if it does come to the grappling, goes to the ground, I think Aspinall has the advantage as far
See,
as the submission game goes.
no, but like that's where you would think so, but Aspinall, I think. I mean, Sergey, he used to train at like AKA and shit like that. So allegedly, his ground game is solid. So,
But you think
like,
he's gonna defend it though? He's gonna try to defend the takedown if anything.
well, yeah, he's a
And
sprawl. He's
if
a
he can,
sprawl and brawl all day.
yeah, if he
But
can, then it's gonna be chopped for Aspinall.
like as I mean, like the Russian team that he's in, they used to fly him into AKA, and like when Daniel Cormier was still a fighter and shit,
Mm-hmm.
that's when he was training with him and shit like that. But yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
gonna
Well,
be.
that's
I
even
think
better.
like you said, this is gonna be for the hardcore MMA fans. Yeah, I mean, like you said, it loses the luster for like all the casuals. Like you want to see Stipe versus the GOAT John Jones, who's the greatest heavyweight fighter ever. But these are the guys right now. Like this is like you can quote unquote say like these are the guys that John Jones and Stipe do not want to fight. You know what I'm saying? And like we can say they've been trying to like dancing around like now. Well, Jones said he would fight one of them, but like Stipe, he's already like he be doing on some weak shit and not fighting. So
Yeah, I think both of these guys would beat Stipe.
yeah,
In my opinion. I
I
mean, I
think
think
I
yeah,
think maybe Stipe when he was younger, he probably
yeah,
could give
yeah.
him, but I think now I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Not like Stipe in his prime. Stipe in his prime is different for sure. But Stipe today, I just don't think the motivation is there, and maybe like the chin might not be there anymore
Oh
comparatively to
yeah, I
before.
feel like
So,
it's not there for sure.
so imagine Palpovich versus Stipe. That'd be a good fight, but I think it's gonna be a knockout.
Yeah,
From what it is. But yeah, no, I'm excited for this one. This is probably gonna be a quick one, but you never know. Could be what's the under over on this one?
it's like 1.5, 1.5 over 1.5 is like plus. I don't know,
185,
which is not bad. I feel like
which is not bad.
these guys are so good that it should go over. But then if like one of them finishes hella quick, that I feel that too. But I think like they're too good that to like get out of the row like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. It's like how it is on a lot of these big guy fights where when everyone thinks is automatically going to be the under 1.5 all the time. Some of these guys are durable enough where they could get over that 1.5 and still finish the fight.
Yeah, and then sometimes
At
they
plus
want to
money,
like
some
they don't
value.
want to like they respect each other a lot too, and they don't want to get clipped because it's like you can end it
Yeah,
quick.
for
But like the way
sure.
Aspinall fights, he's in there already. Both of them, they're just going there already trying to end the fight. So that's why it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, but I can see Aspel trying to pin him, maybe get hit once, and then like start using some of like pinning him against the wall, trying to prolong the fight a little bit, and that could bring you over the 1.5. At plus money, it is some value, I think.
I
Plus
probably,
one.
yeah, I'm picking Sergey, but I probably won't make my like bet or some shit till
Uh,
the weigh-ins just to see how they looking.
let's see what he looks like. Yeah, I'm going
Both,
Sergey too. I don't
both
know.
of
I
them.
already put money on it, but it hurt my heart. But I was like, I don't think this plus money on Sergey is going to last too long, man. I think it's
Oh
going to
no,
close how it is now. Pick'ems.
that shit's done. Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, all right. Well, main event, bro. This is actually also another banger.
Sheesh.
Sheesh. Jiri back from injury, trying to reclaim his belt. The belt he never lost.
I'm
Right.
coming.
Well, he lost it before, but he didn't lose it. He had to let it
Give it
go due
up.
to the injury, which
Yeah.
kind of sucked.
Well, he actually
Against
gave it up himself because he was going to be out for too long.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Hey, that's
remember,
a real fighter, though. I respect
yeah,
that.
and that's why what's his name did the same thing. Blunt
Jones.
bro,
Oh no,
no, Jamal,
Jamal.
Jamal. What's his name? His last name. Fuck.
Sweet Dream Hill.
Yup, yup.
Angela's
That's
brother. No, I was
that's why
kidding.
that's why he did that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He
no, that's real
copied us.
respect to those people, man.
I
Because
would have
if this,
kept it. I would have kept that shit.
you'd be like, nah, y'all fight for the interim. I'll be
Fight
back
for
when
the
I'm back.
intro. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
A lot of fighters like Cejudo was saying, he's like, fuck the interim. He's like, you should make the belt silver. He's like, you should just be a
Hey,
silver belt and
that'd be
not
tight.
gold in the
That'd be
second
tight.
place. Yeah, they should make it look different, just like so it's an interim. You still get a belt, it's still cool, but it's
But
different.
but this ain't for no interim. This is for the
The real one.
undisputed, unified light
Bang bang.
heavyweight championship of the world.
Big bang, man. Let's remind some people about Yuri here, who's the champ. By the way, Yuri is the slight underdog right now. It was like a pick'ems. Right now he's a plus 110, but still close in odds. Let me show you some Yuri for those I forgot. 29-3. He's very experienced, by the way. Before he fought for UFC, he was fighting in Japan.
Yeah,
He's
he was
on a
in
13 fight win streak.
was he in Rising or some
Ryzen.
shit?
Yeah, he was in Ryzen, bro, and he's fought some real names. I believe he's a champion in Ryzen, and he's beaten some guys over in the UFC before as well, and PFL. So, this is a real guy. And when he came to the UFC, people didn't really know his experience, but he was finishing people like Odazamir, Dominic Reyes. He destroyed him. So it wasn't like he just really came out of nowhere. He's been fighting, but so Poatan, he kind of, in my opinion, if anything, he came out of nowhere because he was just a kickboxer and he wasn't doing MMA before the whole thing with Israel Adesanya. But he's learned his way, and Glover's really helped him, bro, with a lot with like the takedown defense, a lot of that stuff. But that's going to be the big question here. What do you think about this matchup?
Man, Yuri's a great fighter. He's a beast. I feel like my pick is gonna be Poatan. Only because like Yuri, I feel like the what's that shit called? The non-activity, you know what I'm saying? That he's
Mm-hmm.
been inactive for so long, and then the injury that he had was like it's like catastrophic. They said the people who did the doctor who said it was like the worst shoulder injury he's ever seen.
Damn, that's crazy.
So like it's like damn, man, you can almost he hasn't fought since June 2022. So that's like a year and what, like maybe
Yeah,
like 16
a
months
year
or something
since.
like that. 16 months or something like that.
Yeah, it's like a year and a half almost, pretty
And
much.
you feel me, like to get in there. I mean, at least the only thing that like that's the only thing I feel like is gonna fuck him up. But I feel like he got the speed maybe. But then
Mm-hmm.
uh what also is good too is it's gonna be I feel like it's gonna be a pure stand up fight. You know what I mean?
Damn, that's gonna. Hey, I hope it is because that's gonna be entertaining as fuck.
So like I feel like Yuri's not gonna have to grapple. He's not gonna be afraid to like his shoulder or nothing like that. It's getting those like crazy positions because I feel like they're just gonna it's gonna be a kickboxing bout with 4-ounce gloves.
Yep. Hey, if that's the case, I agree. I mean, I'm already on Pereira. I took a piece of him at minus 120. I think
Mm-hmm.
any type of pick'ems, I think right now is getting to the point minus 130. I would still take him, but yeah, if it gets like one minus 150, then I would look at Jerry at a bigger dog.
Yep.
But
And then
okay.
oh, go ahead though.
No, I was just saying Pereira. Yeah, if it stays standing, I like Pereira. Here, I hope it stays standing. The one thing that obviously Yuri is going to be better at is, and he's not a wrestler by any means or a
No,
grappler,
he just
but
takes
he has.
down out of desperation when he's like,
Yes, and I could see that happening where he gets rocked and he tries to grab him, kind of like how he did with Glover, right? But
yep,
maybe in this case, Glover's already going to prep Pereira, and I'm sure they watched the tape over and over again about when Glover is fighting Yuri
yep,
each time. So they're already going to know what Yuri brings in. Like you said, the injury is such a big piece of that where we don't know what he's going to be like going in there. So, yeah,
yep.
Pereira's been more active. I'm going Pereira here. I
Uh,
think he could
another
peel him
another thing
off.
with Pereira, I like him that is his second fight at 205. You know what I mean? So like
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be more like filled into fighting at that because I mean like they say he was cutting weight to 185. That's a big jump. You know, what I mean? That's 20 pounds. And then against Blachowicz, he was looking cool, but Blachowicz was able to muscle him down and take him down. You know what I mean? And I feel like
Mm-hmm.
with this fight, it's not gonna be like easy like that. And the thing about with Yuri is he gets hit every single fight. every single fight he gets cracked. One good shot, he always lets his opponent crack him. And with Pereira, if he cracks you with that left, I think he can, get Jiri out of here.
So yeah, and the props aren't out yet, but I would look at Pereira by knockout. I doubt it's gonna be plus money though, but I doubt it's gonna be big plus money because it's the most likely outcome. So because the under over is at 1.5 rounds,
Oh
over being
wow!
minus
And this is a
130.
5-round fight.
Yeah, so I mean,
I would
is
bet
it
the
too
I would bet
over
the
too
over.
tempting? Is the
I would
over
bet the
1.5
over.
minus 130 too tempting?
No, I will bet that because like these guys aren't brawlers like that. Like if you look at all of Pereira's fights,
It's point
he
for he likes to.
he only knocks you out if you're like coming at him, like you know what I mean. Even with Sean Strickland, it went over the first round. You know what I'm saying? Like so, I think the over is nice on here,
Yeah, me too. I do
especially
like the over.
for Jiri. It's gonna be how he's gonna get about his like his wit, his bearings and shit. Like oh shit, I'm back. Fighting now. I'm the main event. They're the main event now too. It wasn't the main event before.
Yep. I like that point. Like he's gonna be new, getting into his first fight. He might need to feel it out the first round at least. He's not gonna just blitz and go all out and just say "fuck this" like a crazy man.
Should be crazy, but he
Well,
will
if he
throw.
does, he probably gonna get knocked out.
He will throw crazy shit though. That's the thing about him. I mean, that's how he used to fight. We also don't know if this shoulder thing is gonna if it's changed him or not. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a lot of questions about Jiri Prochazka
I
fighting,
want to
but
see. He probably gonna block a kick and his shoulder gonna be fucked up.
never know,
That'll
bro.
be crazy.
You never know. But like
Pereira.
the only thing, what's the age too? Isn't how old is Prochazka? Like 28.
Yeah, he looks hella old, right? Because of the beard, but now he's 31 now.
Okay, 31, and Pereira's like 36, 37, right?
36.
And he's
He's
gonna
at
be
36. So he's
37, I
old
think.
too. No
Yeah,
spring
so he's
chicken.
a for OG for fighting, but he's new to MMA because he hasn't been in the UFC for like what? Only been there 3 years now, which is crazy.
Yeah, he just came to haunt Israel Adesanya. That's all he
Well,
came
because
for. That's the only reason.
UFC was smart, bro. They were like Izzy was cleaning shit out, and they just brought this guy, and then thing
Oh,
is like
forever.
he's
His whole life just.
the thing about those top kickboxers and strikers. It's the 4 ounce gloves. Like you got so much technique, and a lot of
Mhm,
fighters in UFC are really sloppy with their
mhm.
technique. Some of them, you know what I mean? It's always just like American wrestle, like move forward, take you down, some shit like that. Like they be missing out on like technique. Like, you move here like this, footwork, certain shit like that. And that's why when Pereira gets in there, he's just waiting. And all of a sudden, one little mishap, boom, boom, snipes your ass out, and you're fucking looking at the top of the lights. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
perfect fight was with Strickland. Like that was perfect one.
Hey, and now you see Strickland being the champion, so it means something that
And
that he can win.
who gave him pointers too to beat Izzy.
Hmm
You know what
He
I'm
used it
saying?
very well.
Yeah,
So retired Izzy damn near.
yeah, for real.
But yeah, man, what you got for the best? We got to bounce back here. Hopefully, no cancel fights, no more cancel fights here.
No cancel fights, but let me do first straight up bet. Like I said, it might be the lock, but there's no such thing. Benoit, Chris Benoit,
Saint Denis.
Saint Deniski, and then do a little four bangerson finger bang parlay. We're gonna do
Finger
Joshua
bang parlay. Let's
Joshua
go.
Van, Jared Gordon, Loopy, and
Ugh,
Castaneda.
sexy Mexi.
And then we're gonna do a main card right here. Main card parlay. Oh, then are just three. We'll do Mackenzie Dern,
Yearn.
Sergey, and Pereira. And a
Okay.
little bonus Brazilian flavor. Oh no, never mind. I'm not going with Andrade, so no. Why they got hey, what the hell, Mackenzie? They got her as the American flag on Tapology, but Brazilian little parlay you could put like Mackenzie Dern, Lopez, and
she
Pereira.
the Mackenzie Dern development of accent. She was born in America. She's American, and then she just dipped to Brazil a little bit because her dad's Brazilian. She's like came back with an accent.
That's hilarious. So I was like looking, I was gonna say, and I was like, yeah, Mackenzie Dern is hella Brazilian. So yeah, them three would be cool too. That's just like for fun, little bonus thing for y'all.
Okay. What we got here? I got to redeem no cancel fights. I can't believe the ones I picked last night are all canceled. That shit's crazy. But yeah, man, I gotta go. Mackenzie Dern. I fired her at minus 170. I think she's minus 190 right now. She's still good at minus 190. Dern. For the show, I'll put minus 190. But yeah, I think Dern is in there. I like you said, Benoit Saint Denis. I got him minus 200, but minus 210 still good right now. I see out there. I'm giving you some big favorites, but let's see who else do I like here. I know I already fired on Gordon, but he's in too big of a favorite.
You say you got Sergey, right?
Yeah, on the favorite, I'm gonna go Pereira. I like Pereira. Pereira minus it's minus 130 right now. I still think that's good. I got him
That's
minus
good.
120.
That's like great.
Pereira. Yeah, I just think. I mean, of course, he could still get knocked out and lose too, but just overall, as we're breaking it down, just
But
too many reasons to
at least
want.
at those odds, you know what I'm saying? For
Exactly.
minus, like if you lose, it so sucks to lose, but it's like, man, because like it's like you just said, like we said, there's too many things about Yuri right now to find out. And it's like no
Yeah.
tape or nothing. So
If anything, I think Pereira should be like a minus 170, minus 180 or something like that. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. They just couldn't do that just because Yuri's been on a streak and he never lost his belt.
yeah, but then coming out 16 months is crazy too.
Yeah, exactly. And he's
And
you say he's always getting knocked out and usually
and
losing.
that last fight, if you go back and look, he should have lost that fight. I don't know. Like for me, I was like, man, Glover, like you couldn't hold on like 5 more seconds. Like why did you tap? Like you know what I mean? That's like my whole biggest thing with that because he would have won that fight. He was up on the cards and everything. Well, he did more damage to Yuri, everything, bro. So it was like that was a bad one. But you got to give he gutted it out. So you always got to he can't fault that heart. So like, but the thing is that was a war. So let's see how he like bounces back 16 months later. Wow.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good one, man. New York. It's gonna be. Is it an early start, or are they trying to make the New York people stay
Oh no,
asleep, man?
it's regular. Oh shit, you're right. It's an hour early.
Oh no,
Oh
early
no.
prelims 3 o'clock.
It's regular time.
Yeah,
Prelims
7
at
p.m. Pacific main card. That means people in New York. This shit is starting at 10 p.m. in the East Coast.
That's
The
lit.
main card. Y'all wilding out in New York.
I want to go there for a fight, man. Like when I go, I need to go to like
Madison Square Garden.
Maybe next November. That might be the goal because they go every November. So
Yeah, man, it's my anniversary weekend, so I don't know. But I already told I need to be watching this, so it's gonna be great. We gotta at least watch this and then do other things at other times. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all. We're bouncing back. I feel good about this week. I think this is the week, guys.
this is a good bounce back. I feel like the odds are good too. So it's like you're not like laying hella chalk on somebody that you think is like, oh yeah, this fool got it. Like last couple of fights has been like you gotta lay like minus 275, minus 350,
400, 600, 500.
Like, it's like, damn. So.
Is this boxing? You're like, what is this? Is this Bellator? Like, fuck this. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all. Smoke up. Catch Genji, catch NFL Smoke Down. You know, so check it all out, bro. Appreciate y'all. Hit me up on Twitter. Put your things, your picks and shit down here.
Yeah, hit us up, man. Appreciate y'all. Smoke it down.